132. We started weight class 126 in the first duel, and it looks like for Independence, we're going to see Holden Griffith take the mat against Clay Van Wyk from Prairie City Monroe. So we'll see how that fares out.
And, of course, with Western Dubuque taking on, again, these will start at 132 pounds. The Class 1A semifinals also going on right now. And for Western Dubuque, at 132 pounds, it's going to be Dakota Lau. He's going to be taking on Lucas Garner, and it's a 2-point takedown for Dakota Lau to start this match. A good start for the Bobcats here, who fell in that first duel to Southeast Polk. Class 1A quarterfinals, Don Bosco taking on Missouri Valley, West Sioux taking on Lake Mills, Denver and Logan Magnolia, and Lisbon taking on Emmetsburg.
See that mat number 8, it's Holden Griffith with a drive cradle, and he's going to win by fall in 52 seconds. So Holden Griffith gets the Mustangs out early over the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs with a very nice fall in 52 seconds, and that'll put the Mustangs on the board 6-0, and that's a lot better start than they had that last duel.
Over there, it's still a 2-0 lead for Dakota Lau. Doing a great job. He's got the cross-body right in. He's got both legs in on Lucas Garner from Waukee, and we're going to get a full Nelson on Dakota Lau. So that'll be a 1-point penalty point for Lucas Garner, and it looks like Lau is going to head to the blood corner.
I think we're going to see Tegan McEnany again take the mat for the Independence Mustangs. And in our program, we have Chance Palm for the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs. And he's a senior at 9-4. Not a lot of matches, but a good win-loss ratio there at 9-4. So McEnany and Palm going at it at weight class 138. And we'll see how this fares out as McEnany is wearing the red leg bands. And Prairie City Monroe has the green leg bands on. Prairie City Monroe, maroon, cardinal. School colors there, and Independence in their traditional gray and maroon singlets. Very easy to tell the two apart here on this particular dual meet. Weight 138, mat number 8. There's Chance Palm in on a double leg takedown. He's going to score a 2-point takedown right there and go up early 2-0.
Over there on mat number 5, still a 2-0 lead as we're back to action. A lead for Dakota Lau of Western Dubuque, as he's working a tilt right now on Lucas Gardner from Waukee. No near fall points yet, as he's got him right around, not quite to that 45 degrees there. Now he got a 1 count, got 1 swipe out of our official, but no near fall. 20 seconds left to go first period. Again, first match here for Western Dubuque and Waukee. Waukee coming in here. They're the number 5 seed in this tournament, as they were defeated by Fort Dodge in the first duel. Here's a power half Nelson by Dakota Lau, trying to pick up near fall points with 2 seconds left to go in the first period. And he will get 2 near fall at the end of the period. He'll go up 4-1 at the end of 1 period.
So with 38 seconds left to go in period number 1, it's Chance Palm from PCM with a head lever on the left side of Tegan McEnany trying to run the head lever. McEnany does a great job, gets his right leg out and braces himself, and he'll pull his arm back down underneath, and McEnany, as soon as he does that, McEnany takes an inside wrist, rolls it out to a bar, then goes around the head trying to set up that farmer. He's got McEnany set up in a farmer. He's going to circle the head. He's going to throw McEnany on his back. Could be a fall here for Chance Palm. There's the fall right there in 153. 153, Chance Palm will win by a fall, and this dual meet is knotted up at 6s.
As we start the second period on mat number 5, still a 4-1 lead over there for Dakota Lau over Lucas Garner from Dakota Lau of Western Dubuque over Lucas Garner of Waukee, as it was Lau's choice to start the second period. He chooses neutral. Now he picks up a 2-point takedown. He goes up now 6-1 here with a minute and a half left to go, and he's going right to a tilt, and he's getting near fall points. He's going to pick up 3 near fall, which will put him up 7-1 with a minute 20 left to go in period number 2, and he's going to try to let that grip go, let that hold go, and he's going to pick up his 3, and he's going to go right back to work on another tilt series. Goes to that far arm tilt, and he's getting back points once again. So Dakota Loud should be 7-1. I'm not sure where they're getting 9-1. As it was a 2 takedown to go. It should be 9-1. That is correct, and he's going to pick up 3 more here as he'll go up 12-1 here in period number 2. He's going to let the hold go once again. He has not been awarded 3 yet. There he let it go, and it'll be 12-1 here. 40 seconds left to go, and Lau will go right back to work.
Well, on mat number 8, it's Brady Webb for the Mustangs of Independence taking on the very good, highly ranked Colby Toole for PCM, and right now it's 0-0. Toole shot in on a double leg takedown, a front headlock by Webb, and we're going to get a stalemate from our official, and back to neutral we go. This is murderous row as Prairie City Monroe at 145, at 152, 160, and 170. They've got some very, very good wrestlers here. So Independence, now their wrestlers are going to switch leg bands as Brady Webb now will put on the red leg bands, and Colby Toole will put on the green leg bands. 1:17 left to go in period number 1. It is 0-0 as we are in neutral position here. Our dual meet score is knotted up at 6s after a Holden Griffith fall in 52 seconds. It was matched by Chance Paul from PCM with a fall over Keegan McEnany in 1:53. So we're knotted up here at 6s.
Over here on mat number 5, Lau is up 12-1 still going in the 3rd period right now. So they went into neutral position, and right now Gardner is in on a low single shot with Lau draped over top right here. So we'll see if he can scramble out of this and pick up the 2 of his own.
39 seconds left to go on the blue map, mat number 8, and it's Brady Webb and Colby Toole still 0-0. Long single shot by Toole, a down block by Webb. Webb goes under the arm of Toole. Toole hits him with a Kelly, and now Brady Webb finds himself on his back with 21 seconds left to go. Colby Toole will pick up 2 for the takedown, 3 for the near fall, and that 5-point move will put him up with 14 seconds left to go, 5-0 in the 1st period. Weight class 145.
Lau did end up scrambling out of that and picking up 2 of his own, going up 14-1, and he now has Gardner on his back in another tilt series, and he's going to pick up 3-point near fall, and it's going to be 17-1. Which is a tech fall.
So actually, it'll end up being a. Didn't he get the takedown? Put him up 14, didn't it?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So 17-1 tech fall for Dakota Loud over Lucas Gardner of Waukee. So the Bobcats up 5-0 here after 1 match. So a good start for the Bobcats, Zach, after that first round loss to top-ranked Southeast Pulse. What a way to start for the Bobcats.
Yeah, you know, after not winning very many matches, only one match in the first duel, it's very nice to come out here and get the first win of this match here going up against Waukee.
Yeah, good Waukee team, Zach. You see Waukee wrestle a lot. A very good Waukee team. So good matchup here for the Western Dubuque Bobcats, and hopefully they can keep the momentum on their side here.
As we move up to 138 pounds here for the Bobcats, as they lead 5-0 over Waukee. We'll get those 2 wrestlers up here in just a second. As again, Western Dubuque leading 5-0 after a tech fall from Dakota Lau at 132 pounds. This is Jared Cordes of Western Dubuque. He's taking on Cody Anderson of Waukee. Roger?
Over on mat number 8, it was another fireman's carry by Colby Toole. He latches onto the arm of Brady Webb, gets the 2 for the takedown. Then in 3 minutes and 10 seconds, it's going to be a fall by Colby Toole. So the Mustangs from Prairie City Monroe will take the lead now 12-6 after 3 matches.
Over here on mat number 5 right now, Anderson in on a deep double leg, but we got a big scramble going on right now by Jared Cordes, and there's no point giving up right now, and he's got the right leg of his opponent Anderson right now, and there's no 2 points yet.
Is again a nice scramble, and they finally get a stalemate out of that with 1:02 left to go in that first period with Jared Cordes and Cody Anderson.
Well, mat number 8, Matthew Doyle, is going for Independence. Is going to take the mat again against Cody Wallace. Wallace comes in. He's a senior at 34-8. So another tough opponent here for the junior from Independence, taking on a very good wrestler here from Prairie City Monroe. So this is going to be another dogfight for Matthew Doyle here as we were in neutral position. Staggered stance by Wallace. Staggered stance by Doyle, leading with that right leg. Doyle goes right to work on a 2-on-1 Russian tie. He's got the right arm of Wallace trapped. Now he drops in on a single, tries to hit him with a Kelly of his own. And Wallace, short drag now by Doyle. He's going to pull himself around. What a great series. What a great move there by Matthew Doyle as he short dragged the front headlock attempt by Wallace and a short drag by Doyle. And he was able to cast himself around and cover up the hips of Wallace for a 2-point takedown. He takes the early lead, 2-0, with 1 minute left to go in the first period.
Also taking a 2-0 lead after one period is Cody Anderson of Waukee as he got a takedown on Jared Cordes of Western Dubuque. It'll be Cordes' choice to start the second. He will defer over to Anderson, and Anderson will choose down to start the second. Again, Bobcats lead that duel 5-0.
Doyle still up on top, 39 seconds left to go. He's got a cross wrist right as the left wrist of Cody Wallace trapped underneath. Now he's going to go to an inside wrist. That's Syracuse right on the left. Nice ride by Doyle as he's applying a lot of weight forward on the head, shoulders, and arms of Cody Wallace, trying to pull that left wrist out to a bar, and Wallace is going to cover it up. So Doyle will cast himself back around the backside and look for something else, trying to dig an inside wrist now on the right. And once again, Wallace doing a good job keeping his wrists out in front so Doyle can't come under the arms and tie his wrists up. 5 seconds left to go in period 1. Matt Doyle will take a 2-0 lead into period 2.
Over here on mat 5, Cody Anderson to a quick stand-up and then a duck under. He ends up scoring 3 points right there with an escape and a takedown, going up 5-0 over Jared Cordes of Western Dubuque.
It's going to be Doyle's choice. He's going to take neutral. And why wouldn't you? Has a nice takedown in that first period, then a good ride. So Doyle's not going to give Wallace a chance to get on top of him here. Once again, Matthew Doyle leads with that right leg, staggered stance.
Over here, here's a cradle by Anderson as he's got Jared Cordes on his back looking for the fall. As Cordes' left shoulder is still up off the mat as Anderson tries to readjust. Cordes breaks the grip, so it'll be an 8-0 lead for Cody Anderson over Jared Cordes. So Cordes has to get going here. Is now that major decision in effect for Cody Anderson.
Fireman's carry attempt again by Matthew Doyle, misses his mark. He couldn't quite grab the right knee of Cody Wallace as he stayed very long. Now front headlock attempt by Wallace. He tries to cut the corner, hit Doyle on a go behind, and Doyle's going to go off the edge of the mat and right back to the center we go. Doyle comes back very slow to the center, and Wallace hustles right back to the middle.
Over here, Anderson's going to turn Cordes to his back once again with a wing. He's going to try to tee it out here with 2 seconds left to go in this second period. Going to be another 3-point near fall. So Cody Anderson goes up on Jared Cordes now 11-0. As they go to the third period, it'll be Cordes' choice. He will choose. He's going to go underneath of Cody Anderson, trailing 11-0. Again, Bobcats leading the duel after one match, 5-0.
Cody Wallace was in on a deep single on Matthew Doyle. Good shin whizzer by Doyle kept Wallace from finishing the shot. And now back out in front goes Doyle. Back to neutral we go. So great counter, great shot by Wallace. Even better counter by Matt Doyle. Here comes that short arm drag again by Doyle as Wallace tried to come to a front headlock, a head and arm. And Doyle trapped that elbow, that right elbow of Cody Wallace, and just short arm drag right around and covered up his hips, making that look very, very simple, very smooth. Is Matt Doyle. He's on top now, 4-0, riding tough with 6 seconds left to go in period number 2.
Jamie, over here on mat number 5, Cordes hit a couple switches and left his arm behind, and he hit really, really nice switches and just got his arm caught there. And so now he ended up back on his belly, put his head to the mat, and got dinged for stalling right away. So over here, Jared Cordes has got to get to his feet.
Yeah, trailing 11-0 in that match. That kind of took the words right out of my mouth. He hit 2 hard switches, and kept that arm, left that arm behind like Zach mentioned, and made it real easy for Anderson to return him back to the mat as he almost tilted him again. As he's between the legs, he's got an arm Turk right now on Cordes, trying to pick up more near falls. He got one swipe from our official, but still 11-0 in favor of Cody Anderson here with 40 seconds left to go in period number 3. Major decision would make it a 1-point duel and still in favor of Western Dubuque. They lead 5-4. Now we're going to get stalling again on Cordes underneath, as it's now going to be 12-0 in favor of Cody Anderson.
On mat number 8 to start the third period, a nice sit-out, turn-in, stand-up by Matthew Doyle. He'll pick up the 1-point escape, and he goes up now 5-0 with 1:10 left in this match. So a good job by the junior from Independence, trying to keep the momentum here on the Independence Mustang side here. Now an over and under by Cody Wallace. Over the left arm, tries to short drag Doyle out of it, and Doyle's going to stay put in that over and under. This is throw or be thrown right here. Got to watch the pressure, and Wallace is going to step in and then back out, and Doyle will circle back to the middle of the mat. 45 seconds and counting. Doyle goes to stagger stance with his other leg. He's now leading with his left leg. Cody Wallace shoots at that left leg. Easy down block by Doyle. There's a tap and go by Wallace, and deep on a double. Good down block again by Doyle.
And that match over, as it's going to be a 12-0 major decision for Cody Anderson. As 12-0, the final score in favor of Anderson makes that duel now 5-4 in favor of Western Dubuque. So not the way the Bobcats wanted that match to go with Jared Cordes, but now you got to try to rebound after that as they send 2 more wrestlers to the mat over on mat number 5. Roger?
7 seconds left to go. There's a long single shot by Wallace. He might pick up a 2-point takedown here. He does as time expires. It's going to end up 5-2. But Matthew Doyle will win that match 5-2. And that'll give the Independence Mustangs 3. So now it's 12-9 in our team score, moving up to weight class 160. And we should see Cole Davis for the Independence Mustangs take to the mat here. And yes, we will. Cole Davis, this is going to be a good match here. Wes Cummings, 36-2, taking on Cole Davis. And again, guys, we talk about these Davis, a state qualifier, and Cummings, a state qualifier. So you got 2 state qualifiers going at it. We talked about that earlier. Sometimes you'll see those matches, sometimes you won't. So both coaches are trying to win this duel.
And over on mat number 5, it's going to be Trenton Miller from Western Dubuque. He'll be taking on Jermaine Samler, and Samler with a quick takedown to start this match. And here's Miller with a lateral drop. He gets to his feet. You could see it coming as Samler went right into him, and he threw a lateral drop. So Trenton Miller goes up 3-2. He will get 3 near fall to go with it. He will be up 6-2 after this, as Samler's going to fight off his back. But it's going to be a 6-2 lead. 6-2 lead here for Trenton Miller of Western Dubuque.
But Jamie, we did not see.
That was Caden Van Solen.
Caden Van Solen, but it's going to be a 26-second fall by Cole Davis, as he came right out, tap and go, double leg takedown, and locked up a cross-face cradle, winning by a fall in 26 seconds. So the Independence Mustangs will go up now 15-12 as we move to weight class 170. So a great job there by Cole Davis to put the Mustangs back on top, 15-12.
As back to action here, a 6-2 lead and he's going to try a lateral drop again as Quentin Miller. This time Jermaine Samler from Waukee bailed out of it, so it'll be 6-3 as Samler picks up the 1-point escape. And now he's in on a shot, and he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. So 6-5 the lead for Trenton Miller of Western Dubuque. So 2 takedowns for Samler, 1 takedown for Trenton Miller, and now Samler's going to cut Miller loose. And he's going to cover him up as they go out of bounds. So 6-5, no escape. So 6-5 the lead for Trenton Miller. 20 seconds left to go here in the first period. Western Dubuque leading this duel 5-4.
On mat number 8, weight class 170, Joe Preeb for the Independence Mustangs taking on Jaron Troush from Prairie City, Monroe. He's a senior. He's 36-4. And there's a headlock by Troush as Preeb, and there's a quick fall in 28 seconds. Jaron Troush will win by a fall as Joe Preeb shot a double, and Troush kind of baited him, snapped the head down, and then once Preeb pulled his head up, Zach, Troush just hit him with the headlock, and it was tight, and it was over.
You know, it looks like these guys are coming out here trying to get quick falls and getting off the mat. You're seeing a lot of throws and upper body stuff going on right now, or just flat out just going straight to their backs and trying to get a pin quick. I don't know if that's keep your mat time down or what, but nice job by these teams out here getting after it right away.
So we're back to action over on mat number 5, as it's going to be a 1-point escape for Jermaine Samler to start the second period. Now he hasn't given him 2 yet, as Samler has a cradle locked up on the edge of the mat. No points. They go out of bounds, so they'll stay neutral. Match tied 6-6. So after that lateral drop by Trent Miller, he has not been able to answer the call from Jermaine Samler at the end of that first period, and here to start the second. Now a low single by Samler. He's going to try to cast himself around the backside of Trent Miller, and he picks up a 2-point takedown. So the third takedown for Jermaine Samler. He goes up 8-6 with 1:20 left to go here in period number 2. Now he's going to intentionally release Miller, so it'll be 8-7 in favor of Samler. Roger?
Mat number 8, there's a quick fall. It's another fall in 22 seconds for Prairie City Monroe. It's Lucas Rowland with a takedown and a cross-face cradle on Marcus Beatty. So a fall in 26 seconds.
And Lucas Rowland, a returning state champ for PCM, as
he is tough.
They go up now 24-15 over Independence. Back to action over on mat number 5. Western Dubuque leading 5-4, as it's 8-7 right now in favor of Jermaine Samler of Waukee over Trent Miller of Western Dubuque. They're back on their feet. 42 seconds left to go. Second period. A long double leg shot by Samler, and he's going to catch the ankle of Trent Miller, and he's going to pick up another 2-point takedown. 10-7 here, 30 seconds left to go. Looked like he was going to cut him loose again and try to pick up another takedown, but he is going to elect to ride Trent Miller here with 20 seconds left to go. So fourth takedown of the match here by Jermaine Samler. He got one right away to start this match, and then it was Trent Miller with a lateral drop that put him up 5-2. But it's been all Samler since then, as Miller back up to his feet. 7 seconds left to go, second period, as Samler riding on top, and that's how our second period is going to end, as in the third period, it'll be Miller's choice, and Coach Cleary wants, looks like we're going to have blood time or injury time. Now he's got an inhaler down there, so he's going to take a couple blows off the inhaler, but he will choose down to start period number 3.
Independence now will bring Tristan Cordes from 182 up to 195 to wrestle Cooper Sloan. Cooper Sloan is a sophomore at 11-20, so an opportunity here for Tristan Evans to get after it here. There's a long single shot by Evans. A long single shot by Cordes, and a snap and spin by Cooper Sloan. He's going to pick up the first 2 points of this match here as we go off the edge. 41 seconds left to go, and Cordes will have to go down and see if he can get back into this match with a reversal or an escape and a takedown.
Taking a quick scan around the mat, Class 1A quarterfinals. Don Bosco leading Missouri Valley 28-0. West Sioux over Lake Mills right now 21-6. It's Denver leading Logan Magnolia 21-0. Lisbon leads Emmetsburg 15-6. In Class 2A consolation semifinals, Sergeant Bluff-Luton leading Assumption 9-3. And Bettendorf leading Valley West Des Moines 6-0. We're back to action here with Trenton Miller, as Miller, at the end of that period, he was down 10-7. Did he pick up a quick reversal there, Zach? Start of the third period. They did not start the clock.
But that shouldn't matter. The score should stay the same. The only problem is he almost had him on his back.
And they stopped it once they realized it?
Once they realized it, because everybody was screaming. So it's still going to be 10-9 with Miller on top, I believe.
They've got it 10-9 on the scoreboard. Another little piece of information, an assistant coach sitting in the corner right now for Waukee is West Delaware graduate Brett Yankovic. Not little brother Brent, no. Brett Yankovic in the corner for Waukee. So it is going to stay 10-9. Miller on top as he got a reversal to cut it to 1 point. And now Samler up to his feet, but Miller dives back in on his legs as now a hard switch by Samler. Miller does a nice job of attacking the hips of Samler, but now Samler kind of trying to get his hips back out. He's hooked the right ankle of Miller, but Miller barrels in and grabs the waist and brings him down to the mat again. 1:13 left to go. Trent Miller leading 10-9. He looked just about tilted Samler to his back. Samler looking for a fresh start, trying to crawl off the edge of the mat. Miller's still working tough as he's got his left side of his body inbounds yet. See if he can try a little tilt here off the edge of the mat or try something. You're not out of danger. They're going to get a stalemate as 53 seconds left to go, third period, as Jermaine Samler leads Trenton Miller 10-9.
On mat number 8, it's a cradle by Cordes as he tries to dump Sloan on his back. It was a 2-point near fall at the end of the first period for Sloan. He went up 4-0. Then as the second period started, a 2-point reversal by Cordes, making it 4-2. Now 1-point escape by Cooper Sloan. We're back to neutral with 1:07 left to go in period number 2. Tristan Cordes for the Independence Mustangs.
Zach, I think over here, Zach, you got to let him up if you're Trenton Miller, and he finally will. Coach Cleary told him to let him loose the last time. I think he was going to try to turn him again, but he is going to intentionally release Samler now, and it's going to be a 1-point escape. It'll be 11-9. Samler finds a burst of energy, and he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown, and he's going to put Miller on his back with 35 seconds left to go. Miller trying to fight off his back, and now he's going to come around. He might pick up an escape or maybe a reversal, but Samler regains himself, and he picks up 3. So it'll be 16-9. So a 5-point move for Jermaine Samler after that intentional release. He goes up 16-9 with 15 seconds left to go in the third period. Now a 1-point escape for Miller. Let's see if he can get that lateral drop, but he left his head. He was flat-footed, and his head was sagging, and Samler dives back in on the legs, and the final score will be 16-10. So Western Dubuque is going to lose that match. It'll be 7-5, our team score now after 2 matches. Bobcats trailing for the first time in this duel.
Mat number 8, the second period over. It's 7-2 right now in favor of Cooper Sloan as he picked up a takedown, and it will be his choice. He's going to go neutral against Tristan Cordes from Independence. So a lot to be done. 5-point move for Cordes would tie this thing up. So he's got some work to do as Cooper Sloan is 11-20 listed in our program. His record, he is a sophomore. So Tristan Cordes needs to set something up feet to back and or set up a variety of takedowns here and hit one right after the other. We'll see what happens. There's a nice snap and spin by Cordes. Let's see if he can cut the corner. He does. There's the first takedown. Let's see if he cuts him loose. Coach Doyle looking in the corner saying to cut him loose, and that's what he's going to do. 7-4 now. 1-point escape. 1-point escape for Sloan. It's now 8-4. Minute 15 left. Sorry, guys.
Over on mat number 5, it's Elijah Demmer for the Bobcats. He's taking on Mason Seafried of Waukee as that match just underway. Minute and a half left to go, and here's Demmer with a lateral drop of his own. Seafried got off balance, and Demmer threw him to his back. He's going to pick up 2. No near fall yet for Elijah Demmer, and fighting off his back is Seafried, and it'll be a 2-0 lead. Nearly a pin for Elijah Demmer.
Another 2-point takedown by Cordes. It's 8-6 right now, and boy, oh boy, he tries to let Cooper Sloan up and leaves his leg dangling, and Sloan grabs it, snaps that leg underneath, cuts the corner, finishes on top for a 2-point takedown. 10-6 now. Cordes down by 4 with 23 seconds left to go. He was doing the right thing, just got a little bit careless right there. He didn't cut Sloan all the way through. Now sit out, turn him by Cordes, trying to get back to his feet. 14 seconds left to go. And it looks like Cooper Sloan for Prairie City Monroe will pick up a 10-6 win here. And our score then will be 27-15 in favor of the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs.
1 point escape over there for Mason Seafried of Waukee. So Elijah Demmer up now 2-1. 40 seconds left to go, first period. Again, the Bobcats trailing this duel 7-5. They lost in their opening duel against top-ranked Southeast Polk 72-6, the final score of that Class 3A quarterfinal. Bobcats trying to come back and finish 5th place here today, as are the Mustangs of Independence and PCM. You said they are the Mustangs, correct?
Yes, indeed. Yep.
As we're back to action here, 20 seconds left to go, and Demmer's going to get thrown in a bear hug by Mason Seafried, and he's going to take Demmer down to the mat. It'll be a 2-point takedown, no near fall, as Elijah Demmer now trailing 3-2 with 8 seconds left to go in this first period. Outside stand-up by Demmer. A lift and return attempt by Seafried. They go out of bounds with 3 seconds left in the first period here at 152 pounds.
At weight class 220, Independence will move Christian Kramer from 195 up to weight class 220, and he'll take on Seth Greiner from Prairie City Monroe. He's a junior at 20 and 19, so an opportunity for Christian Kramer. Looking at records, an opportunity. He's giving up some weight, but an opportunity to really get after it here and see if he can put the Independence Mustangs back up. Boy, Penn would cut this lead in half. It's 27-15 right now in favor of the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs, so Independence with some work yet to do.
Over on mat number 5, we go to the second period as it's Elijah Demmer trailing 3-2 as Demmer chooses down to start this, Seafried chooses down to start the second period, and he has a quick 1-point escape, so Seafried now up 4-2 with 1:45 left to go in this second period.
Nice double leg takedown by Christian Kramer on the edge of the mat. Keeps his toes in as Greiner from Prairie City Monroe tried to turn and tried to turn out and get himself off the edge of the mat. But a nice job by Kramer to stay with that double leg takedown, keep his feet in, scored 2 right there. It's 1:01 left to go in period number 1, and Christian Kramer takes the early lead 2-0.
Over here on mat number 5, Elijah Demmer in deep on a shot, and we got a scramble situation going on right now. He needs to lift that leg high. As there, he gets around behind there and gets a 2-point takedown, making the score 4-4.
Christian, go ahead.
As we're continuing the scramble, though, he did get awarded 2 points, but now Seafried has got him, and we're going to go potentially dangerous, which is good for Demmer right there in that situation. 4-4 with 51 seconds left in the second period.
Christian Kramer with the chicken wing on the left side of Seth Greiner, and he's driving Greiner to his back. Let's see if he can get the fall here, trying to take that big step, again, from left to right. Greiner doing a good job keeping his shoulders perpendicular. Now, good job by Kramer. Now he gets his right hip down. There's the fall. As he readjusted, there's the fall of 155. Christian Kramer will win, and that'll give the Independence Mustangs 6, and the score now is 27-21.
1-point escape for Seafried here as he goes up 5-4. Demmer right back in on a shot. 20 seconds left to go, and Seafried kicks out of it as Demmer had him dead to rights there. As right on the edge of the mat, he dives off the edge of the mat and evades that takedown attempt by Demmer. So they go out of bounds and come reset. 15 seconds left to go here in the second period. Again, the Bobcats trailing in this duel 7-5. Elijah Demmer trailing 5-4. It will be Demmer's choice to start the third. I'm sure Coach Cleary and company will put Elijah Demmer down to start this third period. He can get a 1-point escape and tie it up. He was really close on that takedown. But again, like we said, Seafried just kicked out as Demmer was about to pick up the 2.
The good thing, Jamie, is his shots are continuing to get better throughout this match. His first few shots weren't very good, and now you're starting to see him pick it up with some confidence here. So he gets 1-point escape right here back to his feet, and hopefully that confidence continues.
Drew Evans with a throw on mat number 8 as he has Jay Smith from Prairie City Monroe on his back. He went to double overhooks and pitched his elbows tight and stepped in and then loaded up Smith on his hip, tossed him right to his back. Could be a fall there if he can tee out. There's 1:16 left to go in the match. Official going back and forth, looking for the good angle to call the fall here as Evans adjusts himself. Evans needs to get his chest up on top. He's a little bit off to the side of Smith. Smith able to keep that right shoulder up as Drew Evans, with 1 minute to go, loads his chest up on top. There's the fall. In 104, Drew Evans will win by a fall, and this match is knotted up at 27-27.
And a 2-point takedown over here for Seafried. He goes up 7-5 on Elijah Demmer here at 152 pounds. So 7-5 with 105 left to go here in period number 3. As Seafried ranked number 4 in Class 3A. Elijah Demmer ranked number 9. So a great match here. Thought they gave that takedown a little early, Zach, as there was still kind of a scramble going on, but Seafried did come around and ended up getting the takedown anyway. So 7-5 is our score in favor of Mason Seafried, and now they're going to go, there's a question at the scores table with 54 seconds left to go.
On mat number 8, we are at weight class 106, and we will see Dalton Hoover for the Independence Mustangs. He's out on a double, catches the left arm of Trey Thomas and pitches him on his back. No back points there, but a quick 2-point takedown for Dalton Hoover as Independence is trying to take the lead here on the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs. Now Hoover with a cross-face cradle. He's got Trey Thomas on his back. He's going to pick up back points as Thomas goes to a high bridge, kicks his leg out, breaks the grip of Hoover, but Hoover picks up a 3-point near fall. Let's see if he can load that cradle back up again. Thomas is a freshman at 5-24, so you think Dalton Hoover at 17-16 might have the edge here. And right now he's trying to put the Independence Mustangs back on top. There's a nice chicken wing. Half Nelson, there's the fall. 47 seconds. Dalton Hoover with a chicken wing half Nelson, winning by a fall in 47 seconds. That'll give the Independence Mustangs 6 more, and they are now up 33-27 with 3 weights to go. So after falling behind 27-15, the Mustangs have reeled off 3 straight falls, 3 unanswered falls, and we're going to go to weight class 113, and we're going to see Independence State qualifier Isaiah Weber take the mat against Prairie City Monroe's Landon Fenton. This will be a good match right here. Fenton is 19-3, and Weber is 41-4.
40 seconds left to go, third period, with Elijah Demmer and Mason Seafried, as Demmer turned and faced Seafried and just about picked up a reversal and thought maybe he had a 1-point escape, but he did not. They went out of bounds. Now Demmer to his feet, 7-6. So a takedown could win it for Elijah Demmer. Long shot by Demmer, as now he's going to try to come out the back door. Seafried grabs a hold of the left ankle, or he's got a hold of both feet of Elijah Demmer. Demmer trying to circle around and pick up 2. Bobcat Nation calling for 2. No points awarded. Probably a good no call by our official, as now Demmer down on his knees. He's got a knee pound and try to come up here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and that's how it's going to end. Elijah Demmer going to lose that match 7-6. And that's going to give Waukee a 10-5 lead in this dual meet as we jump up to 160 pounds, and it'll be Riker Karimsky taking the mat for the Bobcats here at 160.
Well, mat number 8 at weight class 113, Isaiah Weber giving up a low single to Landon Fenton, and Fenton quickly puts a crossbody right in on the right side of Weber. He's got a half Nelson. Landon Fenton ranked 5th, and Isaiah Weber ranked 3rd, seeded 3rd in the state. He's ranked 8th, but he's seeded 3rd in the state tournament. So you got a couple of good ponies at weight class 113 going at it here. And right now, Landon Fenton up 2-0 with 34 seconds left. Isaiah Weber sit out, turn in, stand up, a snap back by Fenton. And back to action we go. 27 seconds left to go. Hard, tight waist by Fenton. Fenton is very, very long and tall at weight class 113, and he's controlling the hips. There's a nice sit-out turn in by Weber. He splits the hands of Fenton, and we're going to have to go to the blood corner as Fenton took an elbow from Weber.
Over on mat number 5, we're going to have Riker Karimsky take the mat for the Bobcats. They did not start the clock again here, as they still have last match on there. Riker came out and got a quick 2-point takedown, or was in deep on Tanner Spikesman of Waukee. They do have I think the issue they're having is on track wrestling. They entered Trayton Karimsky, the freshman for the Bobcats, instead of Riker Karimsky, and they did not start the clock. So they are going to get that. They're going to start the clock this time, and Riker dives right back in the leg. Now they've changed it to Riker Karimski, and he quickly picks up a 2-point takedown on Tanner Spikesma of Waukee. And now we're going to see Riker Karimski do what he does best.
And we still got blood time on Matt Aid as the trainers from Iowa State. Iowa State does a fantastic job bringing their athletic trainers down here. An outstanding job here. There's a nice single shot by Weber. Let's see if he can dump Fenton on his hip. Fenton tries to block him off as Weber tries to hit him with a go-behind. Now Fenton in deep on a double. Weber over the top. 5 seconds left to go. Weber looking for a defensive takedown here as Fenton controls the left leg, and time's going to expire right there. Great scramble to end period number 1.
And Riker cut Spikesma loose and took him down once again. Nice high crotch by Riker Karimski. He goes up 4-1 with 1:20 left to go. Riker Karimski, a man on a mission here, is and you know that's what you've talked about, Roger. As easy as that first takedown was, Riker went right back, cut him loose, and went right back to work on the getting that second takedown. Now he's going to tilt Spikesma to his back. He's got a 2 count. Now our official's starting to count again. And Riker Karimski is going to pick up a 3-point near fall. As now he's going to try to, he's in that high thigh ride and just cast himself over. Now he's going to pick up 3, and he's going to get awarded 3, and he'll go up 7-1 here with 45 seconds left to go in the first period. Again, Bobcats trailing 10-5. Riker now going to turn. He's going to go to a far side. He's going to go to that far shoulder, and he's going to pick up another 2-point near fall here, and he'll go up 9-1 with 30 seconds left to go. Now resets himself. He could get the fall. He's got to tee out, lift the head. He is chest to chest, and I think he got another 5 count from our official. He did, so it'll be 12-1, with 15 seconds left to go. So Riker Karimski going to work here on top of Tanner Spikesma.
Well, a 2-point near fall with the cradle by Isaiah Weber put him momentarily in the lead, 3-2, and then Landon Fenton broke the grip of Weber, came out of the scramble on top of Weber for a 2-point reversal. So with 41 seconds left to go, Landon Fenton back on top, 4-3, and riding on top with the cross-body ride inside wrist. So Isaiah Weber's got to do some work here to tie this thing up. It will be Weber's choice going into the third period. He can win some close matches, but he's going to have to score a point here with 22 seconds left to go. Now up on all fours is Weber, trying to work some hand control. Inside stand-up by Weber. Up on all fours, he tries to split the hands of Fenton. Fenton with the front trip takes Weber back down to the mat. Now short sit by Weber, snap-back attempt by Fenton. Sit-out turn-in by Weber, tight waist by Fenton now. And now Weber comes to a stand-up and leaves his head down, and no time. Oh, they get him a quick 2. Oh, boy.
Here's Riker Karimski. He picked up an escape, a takedown, and now he's got near fall points. He's looking for the fall. There it is, Riker Karimski. And 2:34 picks up the fall for the Bobcats. 2:34 as they regain the lead here, as it'll be 11-10 as Karimski with a fall over Tanner Spikesma.
Coach Doyle going to the score table and not thinking that there was enough time left on the clock for Fenton to pick up that 2-point reversal, or that near fall off the cradle, but he did. Weber coming with a great stand-up and kept his head down and let Fenton lock him up with a cradle. So as Fenton goes back to the blood table, Isaiah Weber meets with his coaches there. It's going to be his choice. Either going to take neutral, you got to take down, guys. Fenton tough with the legs. If you're going to choose down, you're going to have to get up early or get up quickly and score, and then get back to your feet to try to tie this thing up at 6s.
Over on mat number 5 now, it's going to be Carter Kleesner for Western Dubuque. He'll be taking on Anthony Zach of Waukee, as Anthony Zach, the top-ranked 170-pounder in Class 3A from Waukee. So tough matchup here for Carter Kleesner. So, again, we do not see Jake Hush at 170 pounds against Anthony Zach.
Over on mat number 8, it's a 2-point reversal by Isaiah Weber. It's 6-5 right now with 1.5 minutes left to go in this match. So we'll see how long Weber decides to ride Fenton to look for some back points, or if he's going to cut him loose and go back to neutral and try to tie this thing up at 6s. 6-5 is our score with 1:21 left to go. Weber up on top, right in a tight waist, inside wrist. Fenton staying on all fours, staying square, trying to work some hand control over the freshman from Independence. 111 and counting. Coach Doyle there offering some encouragement to his youngster there. 104, Fenton from Prairie City Monroe in no hurry whatsoever to move from underneath, just staying square, not giving Isaiah Weber anything to work with. We'll see if Weber cuts him loose. Weber's going to cut him loose. It's now 7-5, and we're going to neutral here. There's a long single shot by Weber, a snap and a low single shot by Weber, misses the mark, 42 seconds. Sweep single by Weber, he's in deep, keeps the arm on Fenton. Let's see if he can score two here. He steps over the left heel of Fenton. Fenton steps the head of Weber. Weber trying to pull his head out, and now hard whizzer by Fenton. 28 seconds left to go.
Over here on mat number 5, it's going to be Anthony Zach picking up a 3-point near fall at the end of the first period. So he'll go up 5-0 over Carter Kleesner.
20 seconds left to go here, and Isaiah Weber needs 2 to tie this thing. 15 seconds left to go. Long single shot by Weber. Tries to shoot that sweep single again. There's a high crotch attempt by Weber. Falls to his left hip, and Fenton is going to crowd him for a 2-point takedown, and this thing is going to end by a score of 9-5 with Landon Fenton winning this match. So the Independence Mustangs will still keep the lead here, 33-30 with 2 matches to go.
5-0 still the score over on mat number 5 as Carter Kleesner trailing, as it was Kleesner's choice to start the second period. He chose down, and now Anthony Zach going to work on top of Carter Kleesner, as he's actually right now riding parallel. Might see a stall call come, as we're going to get stalling on Carter Kleesner, as riding parallel on top was Anthony Zach, and they called Carter Kleesner for stalling. So it'll be with 1 minute left to go in this second period. Kleesner trailing 5-0.
But we will not see Thomas Madison at 120 for the Independence Mustangs. We will see Caleb Larson.
Caden
Larson. Sorry about that, Caden Larson fans out there. Caden Larson taking on Peyton Drake. Peyton Drake is a junior at 30-7, and he comes right out early with a double leg takedown on Larson.
And over there, it's going to be a chicken wing for Anthony Zach on Carter Kleesner. The official down looking close for the fall, as Kleesner on his back and trying to tee out is Anthony Zach. Got to be careful of that left shoulder, as that went straight over the top. Gumby-like, as it's going to be a now nice roll through by Kleesner, but Anthony Zach is able to catch him and kind of put him right to his back again. But that's how the second period is going to end, similar to the first period, a 3-point near fall for Anthony Zach, and it'll be 8-0 as we go to the third. Zach's choice, Anthony Zach's choice, he's going to go on top.
Well, off the edge of the mat, we went on mat number 8, but a 3-point near fall for Peyton Drake. He takes the lead now 5-0 as Caden Larson gets set. A stand-up, outside stand-up attempt by Larson. Tight waist and a chop by Drake. Drake takes Larson back down to the mat. Now hard crossface from left to right by Drake, trying to set up a crossface cradle. Larson's going to need some hand control here as Drake has the cradle locked up. He's scooping the left leg of Caden Larson, trying to pitch him to his back. He's hip to hip. Drake takes a big step over, and he's going to jerk Larson to his back in the crossface cradle, trying to score a fall here for the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs is Peyton Drake with that crossface cradle. Larson with 23 seconds left, trying to rock back and forth and kick out of the crossface cradle, but Drake trying to lock that up and tighten it up, and he does. There's a fall in 143. Caden Larson will lose by a fall in 143, and that'll make our score now 36-33 with 1 match to go.
Still 8-0 over there in the third period. Anthony Zach, top-ranked 70-pounder for Waukee, leading Carter Kleesner of Western Dubuque, and Kleesner flat out underneath. Still no points yet in this period. 1:05 left to go in the match. Western Dubuque leading the duel 11-10, has just retook the lead after that fall by Riker Karimsky, but Waukee looking to get it right back here as a major decision currently for Anthony Zach. And now stall warning against Kleesner underneath. That'll be another point for Anthony Zach. He goes up now 9-0 here, 40 seconds left to go, third period. Now a tilt attempt. He's got that tight waist with the arm caught of Carter Kleesner. Now he's going to bring that bar arm across the back of Carter Kleesner. And now goes half Nelson on the right side. Kleesner trying to turn away as there's just 25 seconds left to go. Roger?
Thomas Madison with the headlock on Brian Nicholson, trying to score the fall here and win the match for the Independence Mustang. He's got that headlock locked up tight. He's got 123. Let's see if he can adjust himself here. He's got to pull that head up. He's got to rock back a little bit. Got to be careful here as Nicholson, oh boy. Thomas Madison made the cardinal mistake there. He let Nicholson get hip-to-hip with him and throw that left leg over the top and lock on and roll him through. A 2-point takedown, 3-point near fall by Madison, 2-point reversal by Nicholson. It's now 6-4 in favor of Thomas Madison. Still up here, 1-point escape on the sit-out turn-in by Madison. It's now 7-4.
Another stalling call against Carter Kleesner, but that match comes to an end at 10-0. Major decision for Anthony Zach of Waukee. So now the Bobcats trail 14-11 here.
Thomas Madison with the headlock again, and he's going to win by a fall in 125. Thomas Madison catches Nicholson as Nicholson came in on a double, and as he brought his head up, Madison just hooked on the head and pitched him over with his hip. And Madison's going to secure the fall, win the dual meet for the Mustangs here from Independence by a score of 39-36. And we can see how they won those two close duels in the regionals, guys. And they're on the way to the fifth-place match here.
Absolutely. Great effort by the Mustangs there. And Thomas Madison, winning the duel for the team, coming down to you, and needed a win to, either team wins, and that duel's over. And Madison comes through with a big fall, and they win that duel 39-36, or excuse me, they needed the win. That's right, they were down 3. So great job by Thomas Madison helping the Mustangs over the Mustangs there as the Independence wins that duel 39-36. Back to action on mat number 5 as Devin Ludwig moving up there is going to wrestle at 182. He's taking on Giffen Gamble, excuse me. And if I'm not mistaken, Roger, is that the first round opponent for, I'll have to check that out. I believe that might be the first round opponent for Devin Ludwig in the state individual tournament.
Well, we can certainly, I'm
going to check that out here. As it was an early 2-point takedown for Devin Ludwig as he comes right out and he's looking to turn Gamble here, get a chicken wing in on the left. 45 seconds left to go in this first period. That is his first round opponent is Giffen Gamble of Waukee. So first round matchup for tomorrow right here in the second consolation round of the state duels.
That's a freshman at 32-14 for Waukee, so that's a pretty good campaign for him so far this year with Waukee Gamble, especially in a loaded 3A heavy weight class right there.
So 27 seconds left to go with Ludwig and Gamble. Ludwig leading 10-0. 2-0, excuse me. As 17 seconds left to go. Gamble not really doing a lot on top here. As underneath, as he's flat out on his stomach. As Ludwig with that chicken wing in on the left. Trying to go through a ball and chain, but that's how the first period will end. As it's going to be a 2-0 lead for Devin Ludwig. Again, Ludwig ranked number 2 in the state in Class 3A. He will choose down to start this second period. Again, the Bobcats trail the duel 14-11 here at 182 pounds. Ludwig up to his feet. He's going to split the hands and pick up a 1-point escape, so he goes up 3-0 here. Here with 1:45 left to go in period number 2. Ludwig in on a low single leg. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. He goes up 5-0. 1:35 left to go. Great shot by Devin Ludwig right after the escape. Went right back to work, dove in on the leg.
Yeah, right at his shin, right low there, and just basically made him collapse right to his backside. So that was a really nice shot by Devin Ludwig right there, and now he's working that bar arm across the back right now, looking to get some back points.
So he's got that bar arm right across the back, as Zach mentioned, as looking to turn him over and lock up a farmer. He's through the arm of Gamble, leading 5-0 with a minute left to go in period number 2. Again, follow along with all of the action at our website and our state wrestling coverage page at kmch.com. If you're on your desktop or laptop computer, it's right there up to the right-hand side of your home screen. If you're on a cellular device, scroll down below the local news and local sports, and it'll be right there. Click to follow along with all the hold-by-hold match results. That's coming up tomorrow. And, of course, the dual results at our state duels page on our coverage page. But, again, you can follow along anytime throughout this state tournament week on kmch.com. 2 back-to-back stalling calls against Griffin Gamble as he has not moved up from underneath. I mentioned that earlier as he's going to give up a point. So it's going to be 6-0 in favor of Devin Ludwig, who's just a hammer on top right now, Zach. 5 seconds left to go in this second period. It'll be Gamble's choice to start the third, but Ludwig putting on a show as he's going to try to cradle Gamble at the end of the period, but a great second period by Devin Ludwig.
It's really tough for Devin Ludwig. I know how frustrating that is when you come to the mat and do everything you possibly can to get a fall and work everything that you could possibly do, and your opponent just lays there. He's doing a nice job of balling up and just staying based out, not allowing any turns on him. So maybe that's his game plan or not, but Devin Ludwig just got to keep going and maybe just keep going to his feet and get a tech fall if you can't get the pin.
And Gamble chooses neutral to start the third period, and Ludwig in on a shot early here as he's going to try to trip him, return him to the mat, but Gamble tries to cast himself around the backside of Devin Ludwig, and he will, and he'll pick up a 2-point takedown. So it's now 6-2 with 1:23 left to go in this match. Now he's going to cut Ludwig loose. He's going to go to work on taking him down and letting him up. So a 1-point escape for Devin Ludwig as he goes up 7-2 now with 1:10 left to go in this third period. And once these two duels, or this duel is over, Roger will recap our duel between Independence and PCM, and Zach will recap this duel with Western Dubuque and Waukee. Ludwig in on another shot here, trying to finish with 50 seconds left to go in this match. And he's up 7-2. Bobcats trail the duel 14-11. Ludwig still in that stop. And Zach, what I don't like there is he got in there and he didn't keep driving. He stopped just for that half a second, and it allowed Gamble to get in that front headlock position. He's coming around trying to pick up 2 points of his own. That's why when you get in on that, they talk about knee pound or just drive through it, and Ludwig wasn't able to do it there.
Yeah, right now he's got to get back to some confidence as this is your first-round opponent, so you got to continue to show him some offense and really show that you can dominate this match. And right now, Ludwig's having a tough time on his feet.
We're going to get a stalemate with 11 seconds left to go here in period number 3, and you can imagine both of these coaches are going to take something away from this match here, as they will see this match again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with the first round of the Class 3A individual tournament, and that's going to do it. Devin Ludwig's going to win that match 7-2, the final score. So Ludwig wins, and that's going to tie the duel up 14-14. So we've got a barn burner here on mat number 5 in the Class 3A Consolations semifinal. And the winner of this duel will wrestle for 5th place. The loser will wrestle for 7th and 8th place.
And guys, on the break, we kind of thought both coaches would get after this thing and try to win, try to put their best lineup in to win that 5th place. And we're seeing both of them doing that as Independence won 39-36. And Western Dubuque's putting forth a great effort here.
So here we go. We're going to bump up to 195 pounds now after Devin Ludwig's victory there. As 195 pounds for Western Dubuque. We'll see comes out here for the Bobcats at 195. As looks like it's going to be Ryan Cook for Western Dubuque at 195, as he'll be taking on Gabe Gamble of Waukee. As this match just underway, minute and a half left to go. Here's Gamble going to just kind of a little duck under as he takes Cook down to the mat. It's going to be a 2-point takedown. Now a 1-point escape. Diving right back in is Gabe Gamble. And it's going to be another 2-point takedown. Now he cuts Cook loose once again. It's 4-2 here at 195 pounds. As he dives back in on the legs of Ryan Cook of Western Dubuque, picks up another 2-point takedown. So 6-2 is the score here. 1 minute left to go in this first period. As Don Bosco defeated Missouri Valley 71-4, the final score. So Don Bosco in Class 1A moves on. Here's a chicken wing now by Gamble, and he's got Cook flat out on the mat. There it is, the fall in 1:18. So a fall for Waukee there as they go up now 20-14. Other scores, West Sioux leading Lake Mills 42-18. It's Denver over Logan Magnolia right now, 53-4. Emmitsburg leads Lisbon 27-19. Also in Class 2A consolation round, Davenport Assumption leads Sergeant Bluff Luton 36-26. And also in Class 3A, Bettendorf leading Valley West Des Moines 39-12 as we bump up to 220 pounds here in our duel. And, of course, Independence winning their duel 39-36, the final score over PCM. So 220 pounds for Western Dubuque and Waukee. This is Jason Simon Wrestler. He's got a tough opponent here, Cale Thorson from Waukee. Cale Thorson, not ranked, but coming out like a... Jason Simon Wrestler ranked number 9 in the state. Taking on Cale Thorson. Here we go. Minute and a half left to go. First period. And Western Dubuque trailing this duel 20-14. And here's a double leg takedown by Thorson. He's going to go right into a cradle on Jason Simon Wrestler. And he's got Simon Wrestler on his back. There's the fall. Cale Thorson in 44 seconds is going to pin Jason Simon Wrestler. And that's going to put Waukee up 26-14. 44-second fall for Cale Thorson. And the Bobcats find themselves trailing here as we bump up to heavyweight. As moving forward, Parker Schmidt for Western Dubuque. He's ranked 10th at heavyweight. And we'll see who Waukee sends out. They've got some tough wrestlers coming here as Connor Kelly at 106 is ranked 4th for Waukee. As we've got Parker Schmidt this is Jonathan Savolt from Western Dubuque. As Savolt will be taking on Connor Arndt of Waukee. As that match underway now, minute and a half left to go. Here's Arndt with a 2-point takedown on Savolt of Western Dubuque. So, riding underneath, minute 15 left to go. Here in period number 1, it's a 2-0 lead for Connor Arndt of Waukee over Jonathan Savolt. As the Bobcats trailing 26-14, trying to come back here. They're going to need their little guys to wrestle well here after Arndt is done here at heavyweight. Again, Parker Schmidt did not qualify for the state meet for Western Dubuque. As here's Arndt trying to turn Savolt to his back. Now he's got a cradle locked up on Jonathan Savolt. 40 seconds left to go, so Savolt's going to have to break this grip as he's got a lot of time to fight if he goes to his back here. As Savolt trying to go over the head of Arndt trying to go over the head of Saville with this cradle. I don't think that's going to work. Now it's almost like he's a 120-pounder trying to run this cradle, and now Saville's going to turn and face him, and he's going to look like a little cow catcher there. Now Saville's going to get thrown to his back. Headlock finish there. Now he's going to switch over to a half Nelson. He's got 2 seconds left to go in this period, and Jonathan Saville will survive. It'll be a 3-point near fall, so it'll be 5-0 as we go to the second period in favor of Connor Arndt of Waukee over Jonathan Saville. So not the way that the Bobcats wanted that period to end, with that late 3-point near fall. But again, a lot of time left here. We saw that in that match earlier with Trent Miller getting up early and then falling in that match. So second period, Arndt is down to start the second period as he selected down as Saville deferred. Now Saville tries to throw the legs in, and he gets really high, and it's going to be a 2-point reversal. And picking up near fall points, there's the fall for Connor Arndt in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Again, 2:23 the fall time for Connor Arndt over Jonathan Saville of Western Dubuque. And now the Bobcats trail 32-14.
Well, you could kind of see that coming, Jamie. Saville kept his head down and was not able to get any hand control, and it made it pretty easy there. But again, gaining some valuable experience. Not sure what grade Saville's in, but
he's a junior.
He's a junior, so having an opportunity to wrestle here for Coach Cleary, and just coming up a little bit short there.
So we're going to move to 106 pounds now. Bobcats, again, trailing 32-14. And have to win a couple matches here. Just 4 more matches left to go in this dual meet. Starting here at 106, it's going to be Max Clausen from Western Dubuque. He'll be taking on Elijah Hoffbauer of Waukee. I don't believe Hoffbauer was the ranked wrestler they had here. It is not. It was Connor Kelly. So Hoffbauer in here at 106 for Waukee. As there's a minute 35. Hoffbauer in on a shot on Clausen, and he's going to come around. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. So Clausen trailing now 2-0 in this match. As now he's going to a little trap arm there. Trap arm there by Hoffbauer, and Clausen flat out on the mat. And that's one thing we've seen in a couple of these matches where guys, their heads are flat, or their foreheads are on the mat, and that's just telling the official, just getting the official's attention to look at that. And when he sees that, more times than not, they're going to call stalling.
Well, the other thing, Jamie, it's hard to move when your head's down. You know, if your head's going to stay on the mat, you can't get your head and shoulders up. If you can't get your head and shoulders up, it's going to be hard to score any points.
Cradle attempt there by Hoffbauer. As fighting it off was Max Clausen. With 35 seconds left to go in this first period, a 2-0 lead for Hoffbauer. As they go out of bounds, reset. Chop on the left side by Hoffbauer. As Clausen trying to come up to his feet, unable to do so. As just 18 seconds left to go here in this first period. I'd like to see more action. That really out of both wrestlers is now he's going to cut him loose with 10 seconds left to go in this first period. Clausen now dives in on the leg of Hoffbauer, trying to come up and trying to finish here. He's got to keep moving, got to elevate and drive here. Instead, Hoffbauer is going to cast himself around the backside and tilt Clausen and pick up a 2-point takedown. It's going to make it 4-1 here as the first period comes to an end. Hoffbauer defers. Clausen's going to choose down to start the second period.
Jamie, those are the points that coaches, it just drives coaches nuts. And, you know, instead of being 2-1 going into the second period, you're down 4-1. And 1 point's a lot easier to come back from than 3.
Yes, it is. And, you know, Clausen, like you said, he's going to have to get going here in this second period. You know, you're down 4-1. Get another escape. Now you're a takedown away from tying it up. So if you're and that's what he did. Max Clausen quickly to his feet, picks up the takedown or the escape. So 4-2. Minute and a half left to go. Now Clausen dives right back on the leg. He's got to get him tripped up. He's got to get his body back around. Now a wizard by Hoffbauer, but Clausen slips the wizard, and he picks up a 2-point takedown and ties the match up.
Guys, I don't know. I forget how many years I've been sitting up here with you guys now, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. I'm sure we'll figure that out, but that's something that has been very, very common that we've talked about every single year of the traditional state tournament and state duels of, giving up late points in the match. And I've heard you guys several times over KMCH also talk about it in the matches all over the season, too, of just getting points at the end of periods or giving up points, and that can determine a match very easily.
1-point escape now for Hoffbauer, and he's going to go right back. He's going to come right back and dive in on as Clausen was trying to take a shot. Hoffbauer gets him in a front headlock, and he's going to come around and pick up a 2-point takedown. So now Hoffbauer goes up 7-4. Elijah Hoffbauer, the sophomore, taking on the freshman for Western Dubuque, Max Clausen, goes 7-4 with 26 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Clausen back up to his base now, doing a nice job. He's one of the Bobcats we've seen doing a great job of coming to his feet as he's up on all fours, trying to come, and Hoffbauer chops the left arm, so returns into the mat, has his head down on the mat once again. So he's got to try to, again, continue to keep that pressure and keep moving forward and coming up. Has 1 second left to go, and that's how the second period ends. It'll be Hoffbauer's choice to start the third. He leads 7-4, and Hoffbauer's going to choose down to start period number 3.
Well, Jamie, we'll know Davenport Assumption is going to win that dual meet over Sergeant Bluff Luton. Sergeant Bluff mathematically cannot come back and win this. So Independent's opponent for the 5th place trophy at 4:30 p.m. this afternoon will be Davenport Assumption, and that will take place on mat number 4.
That'll be the Mustangs will wrestle for 5th. As back to action here, still 7-4 as Hoffbauer comes up to his feet. Hoffbauer up to his feet, still hasn't gotten the escape yet. As now he does, as he kicks away from Max Clausen. As final score over there, it looks like Denver is going to win that dual meet over Logan Magnolia. Final score 56-16. Denver, the number 2 seed in the tournament, winning that opening duel. Don Bosco victorious as well in their opening duel over Missouri Valley. 8-4 our score in this match down here between Max Clausen and Elijah Hoffbauer. As they're still on their feet after the escape by Hoffbauer. So 8-4, Bobcats trail this duel 32-14. As coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have West Delaware in the semifinals as the Hawks will be taking on Crestwood, who defeated Davenport Assumption 37-25. So it'll be the Hawks and the Cadets coming up later at 1 o'clock. As there's just 30 seconds left to go in this third period, as Clausen shoots in again, and Hoffbauer is going to just snap him down, and he's going to come around the backside and pick up another 2-point takedown. So it'll be 10-4 with 12 seconds left to go in that third period, and the Bobcats now are going to trail now 35-15. And they will not be able to win that dual meet as they trail by 20 with just 3 matches left to go. So 35, excuse me, not 35-15, 35-14 is the dual meet score. So the Bobcats unable to come back, and they will wrestle for 7th and 8th place, as we'll have their opponent a little later. So we move up to 113 pounds. We'll see if Coach Cleary and company send out. This is Dawson Bierman. So Bierman will take the mat for the Bobcats at 113 pounds. As we'll check his opponent for Waukee. It's going to be Dawson Bierman and Thurman Christensen. So Christensen, the opponent, he's ranked number 4. Bierman ranked number 9. So another ranked matchup here in the state duel as Bierman with that inside trip attempt, and now Thurman fights it off. Now Thurman wants to scramble. Bierman casts himself in between the legs trying to come out the backside, and Thurman's going to just wrap him up and return him to the mat for a 2-point takedown as Thurman Christensen will pick up a 2-point takedown. He goes up 2-0 here with 1:20 left to go. That's quite a scramble over there, Roger.
Well, it is, and, that's what it's all about. If you can't scramble anymore, you're going to be in trouble. And, that scrambling, you think you got somebody tied up and locked down, and if they can scramble out of it, you got the advantage. And West Delaware a couple years ago had a scrambling camp just so their kids could learn those positions and learn how to scramble. So when you get in that situation in a meet, you can scramble out of it. West Delaware's got some great scramblers. We've seen that in meet after meet where if you can scramble, you can get yourself out of some pretty difficult situations.
So we're still 2-0 in favor of Thurman Christensen. He's looking for the fall right now as he's got a cradle locked up on Dawson Bierman. There's the fall in 1:24. Dawson Bierman is going to be pinned by Thurman Christensen. As again, Christensen ranked number 4. Bierman ranked 9, and it's Christensen who gets the better.
Back-to-back pins, Jamie, on mat number 4 by Lisbon out of the Tri-Rivers Conference is going to send them to the next round. They were down at one point, 27-12, and they've come back. They've come back in these last matches. They're going to forfeit this last match, and it's going to be a 35-27 win.
They should get more.
35-33.
Yeah, 35-33.
35-33. Lisbon win, and boy, the Emmitsburg coaches are not very pleased about that. They had a toss-up match at 106, and Kobe Seabrick from Lisbon ended up pinning the 106-pounder for Emmitsburg, and that sent them over the top. 35-33, that was a whale of a duel.
Certainly was. As we're back to action here now, it's going to be Dominic Frost for Western Dubuque, as Frost will be taking on Nick Miller of Waukee. Waukee leading that duel 41-14. 2 matches left to go here in this duel meet. As still no score over there. Here's a long shot by Nick Miller. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown on Dominic Frost of Western Dubuque. As Frost going to ride the right side right now of Frost. Now he's going to throw him to his back, half Nelson finish, and there's the fall for Nick Miller in 47 seconds. The fall.
They're calling some quick falls.
Yes, they are.
No, I'm not kidding you. That looked like a freestyle fall. Freestyle fall. Coach Cleary grabs. We got some wrestlers who want to take their singlets down, and Coach Cleary grabs them and gives them a big bear hug so he doesn't cost them a team point there with that singlet strap. But I'll tell you what, these officials are. I tell you, if you roll across your back, you're in danger of getting the mat slapped. So you got to know. One thing we always told our kids when we come down here: kind of watch the officials, get to know your officials, and if they're calling quick falls, you better stay off your back, because odds are you might be the victim of a quick slap there.
All right, final match here. Bobcats trailing 47-14. It'll be Trent Bush from Western Dubuque. He'll be taking on Carter Smith from Waukee at 126 pounds. As, again, this is the final match of this dual meet. Western Dubuque will wrestle for 7th place. Looks like they are going to, in that 7th place match, they will take on West Des Moines Valley, as Valley down 42-15 right now to Bettendorf. As Bush back up to his feet, it cuts this lead in half. It's 2-1. So 2-1 is our score. 57 seconds left to go. There's another takedown for Carter Smith. He goes up 4-1. Here with 48 seconds left to go in period number 1. So Trent Bush trying to put a little end to this rally that Waukee has had. The Bobcats were tied 14-14 at one point after 182 pounds. There's another escape, another takedown over there for Smith, Carter Smith. But since then, Waukee has rattled off 6 straight wins and leading the Bobcats 47-14. 6-2 is our score. Just 11 seconds left to go in this first period. Go ahead.
Well, you know, when the momentum gets going down here, sometimes it's really hard to stop it, and especially with pins. And we've seen that happen. We've seen that happen time and time again. Pins or wins. It's nice to have a stopper in your lineup when it gets to that point. You know you're going to get a win out of that person to stop the other team's momentum. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes it doesn't. And you know, that's what you got to tell your kids. Everybody's got to be a stopper. You know, get yourselves in the position to win the matches so that you can win the meet. But Western Dubuque's wrestling a very good Waukee team here, and we're seeing it in this backside match right here.
Well, Trent Bush defers, and Carter Smith goes down. He picks up a 5-second reversal, so it's going to be 8-2, the lead for Carter Smith over Trent Bush. As I believe all of our Class 1A duels are in the book as well here in this first round for them. As Lisbon, as Roger mentioned, defeated Emmetsburg 35-33. Denver over Logan Magnolia 56-16. West Sioux Hawarden over Lake Mills 42-30. And Don Bosco over Missouri Valley 71-4. And in Class 2A, West Delaware victorious in their first duel, 58-20. As Trent Bush comes up to his feet, another point there. He trails 8-3. Got poked in the eye there as they give him a second to shake that off. And minute 9 left to go in this second period. He's trying to go upper body with Carter Smith, and he's going to try to throw him to the mat, see if he can come up. And now Smith is going to throw Bush to his back, kind of pushing into him a little bit, and that pressure allowed Carter Smith to throw Trent Bush. No near fall, but a 2-point takedown. It's now 10-3. And West Delaware will take on Crestwood, who defeated Davenport Assumption 37-25. Solon defeated Independence 51-21. Osage over PCM Monroe 47-21. And then on the backside, Assumption defeated Sergeant Bluff Luton 36-32. Independence over PCM 39-36. So Independence will wrestle Assumption for 5th place. Sergeant Bluff Luton will wrestle PCM Monroe for 7th place. Another 1-point escape here for Trent Bush. He trails 10-4 with 32 seconds left to go in this second period. And the Bobcats out of this duel 47-14 they trail. As again, our coverage will continue around 1 o'clock with West Delaware taking on Crestwood. As there's another takedown for Carter Smith. As 10 seconds left to go in this second period, Trent Bush again, not forehead on the mat, but he is kind of resting his cheek there on the mat. So he will get out of that period with no stall calls, but it'll be 12-4 the lead for Carter Smith over Trent Bush of Western Dubuque. As we go to period 3, it'll be Bush's choice, and he's going to choose neutral to start period number 3. As it looks like Smith is going to just cut him loose, so it'll be 12-5, intentional release. So he will cut him loose, and it's 12-5, just underway, third period. Carter Smith has picked up 5 takedowns in this match already. Looking for another one here to go up or it would put him up 14-5. He does a little snap and spin there by Carter Smith. As he goes up 14-5 with 1:35 left to go. Now a suck back by Smith. No near fall, as I don't think he really anticipated that suck back coming, as he was unable to get down there in time to count any near fall points. But Smith is going to cut Bush loose once again, so it'll be 14-6. Here with 1:18 left to go in this third period, so kind of a takedown fest here for Carter Smith of Waukee, leading again, leading 14-6 with 1:04 left to go.
Well, he's content. Smith is content to trade 2 for 1 right now, and when you can do that as effective as he's doing it right now, you can build that big lead. You're up by 8 right now, working on a major decision with 52 seconds left to go, and just having his way with Bush from Western Dubuque. And if you're Bush from Western Dubuque, you got opportunity. Hey, Zach, you got to have a victory offense somewhere. You got to try to come out with a fireman's or a 5-point move of some sort and try to hit something. That was a long single shot by Smith, and Bush had an opportunity there to try something, and quickly Smith backed out of there. So 23 seconds left to go, another takedown by Smith. So he's making that look too easy.
Yeah, it's very tough to shoot in that situation, though, and go to victory offense to try to go feet to back when your opponent's just so aggressive, changing levels and moving so much. You can't tie up, and he's taking long shots. Just never really got the chance to tie up upper body to go feet to back.
And that is going to do it. 16-6, major decision, the final of that match. So Western Dubuque will lose that duel 51-14. And they will wrestle for 7th and 8th place. So we will take a short break. We'll come back. Zach and Roger will wrap up those 2 duels with Western Dubuque and Independence right after this. You're listening to the 2019 State Dual Wrestling Tournament right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Family fun and great food await you at Lightning Lanes Family Center and Captain and Tennille's Sports Bar. Come out for a fun night of bowling or watch the big game on their 10-foot HD big screen. And of course, great food and your favorite beverages. Lightning Lanes Family Center and Captain and Tennille's Sports Bar on East Main in Manchester.
Holtz Construction in Manchester, your local contractor for all your ag construction needs. Terry and the staff at Holtz Construction support all area athletes and are here to serve you.
Farmers Savings Bank proudly supports all area athletes and their coaching staff. For all your banking needs, visit them in Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, and Aurora, or online at farmersavingsbank.com. Member FDIC.
East Buchanan Telephone has been providing outstanding customer service to local areas for over 50 years. Services include high-speed internet, DSL, wireless internet, HD video, business and residential phone service, and more. Call East Buchanan Telephone for more information.
Insurance is a contract to protect what you value most, whether you're auto, home, business, health, and even your life. People's Insurance Agency, partnering with Heritage Mutual, has been protecting your assets for years. Please call your local insurance advisors located at 1212 West Marion Street. People's Insurance Agency delivers peace of mind.
The staff at Bowenkamp Murdoch Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Manchester and Clifton Murdoch Funeral Home in Earlville are proud to support all area athletes and coaching staff in tournament action. Wishing you continued success from Bowenkamp Murdoch Funeral Home in Manchester and Clifton Murdoch Funeral Home in Earlville.
If you are in need of rental equipment such as skid loaders, high-reach forklifts, and man lifts, contact Jason at Moyle Rental Services or check out our website at moylerentalservices.com. Moyle Rental Services of Manchester wishes all area athletes and coaches the best of luck.
Winthrop Locker does all custom and specialty processing and third-party labeling. Stop by the Winthrop Locker for a large selection of award-winning bacon, sausage, jerky, a variety of broad steaks, and more. Visit them online at winthroplocker.com and on Facebook.
Susie Meyer with Exit Realty has been serving the Manchester, Delhi, and surrounding areas with all their real estate needs. Call Susie Meyer with Exit Realty. She has a proven track record and is ready to work for you. Good luck in tournament action from Susie Meyer with Exit Realty.
Biofield is your headquarters for all your seed, chemical, and fertilizer needs. They have professional service and quality products needed to bring the best crop to market. Biofield, providing growth opportunity for 18 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
C&J Dirt Works in Delaware is here to help you with your tile work, new construction, rock hauling, and more. Contact Chad at C&J Dirt Works to help you with your spring and summer projects, offering free estimates.
The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and the Dyersville Commercial recognize the hard work and dedication of all area athletes. Check out the weekly sports section in the commercial for scores and information. The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and Dyersville Commercial, supporting your communities.
Community Insurance in Edgewood is proud to support all area athletes and wish them the best of luck in tournament action for all of your auto, farm, business, and home insurance. Community Insurance in Edgewood cheering you on to victory.
For fan food, not fast food, visit your after-the-game headquarters, Manchester Dairy Queen. It's quick, it's easy, your family will love it. Manchester Dairy Queen.
Nutrien Ag Solutions in Winthrop, the world's largest provider of crop inputs and services. Contact Nutrien Ag Solutions in Winthrop to profit from their experience.
It's no secret that people come to Fairway in Manchester for their famous meats, but as you dash back to the counter to pick up your USDA choice ribeyes, don't be surprised if you find yourself lingering among the delicious fruits and vegetables in the produce department. Shop Fairway in Manchester for low prices and all your grocery needs.
And welcome back into the Wells Fargo Arena. Jamie, Roger, and Zach back along with you as 1-1 in that dual meet. Independence victorious over PCM. Western Dubuque falling to Waukee in Class 3A. As Roger, a good dual meet there by the Independence Mustangs, and especially a nice rebound after they lost that duel in that opening round to Solon.
Well, it was, and Coach Doyle, after that fifth place trophy that you come down here and get, he put together a good lineup. They had great matchups there. They took advantage of the matchups and got the pins when they needed to. It was interesting. It was 7-7. Both teams won 7 matches, but the difference in there was Independence getting 6 falls to Prairie City Monroe's 4, and that was the difference in the dual meet. So, you want to go ahead and recap? We'll go ahead and recap that. We started weight class 132. Holden Griffith taking on Clay Van White, and it was a Holden Griffith fall in 52 seconds. That put the Mustangs up 6-0. Weight class 138, Chance Palm from PCM taking on Tegan McEnany from Independence. It was a Palm fall in 153. That knotted the score at 6-6. Weight class 145 found the outstanding wrestler from PCM, Colby Toole, winning by a fall in 57 seconds over Brady Webb. That put the Mustangs from PCM up 12-6. 152, Matthew Doyle from Independence in a hard-fought 5-2 decision over Cody Wallace gave the Independence 3 more. That was 9-12 after weight class 152. Weight class 160, Cole Davis used a first period takedown, a short match there, winning by a fall in 26 seconds with an outstanding near side cradle, pinning Caden Van Solen. That gave the Independence Mustangs their first lead at 15-12. Weight class 170 found Jaron Troush from PCM Monroe taking on Joe Preeb. It was a Troush win by fall in 26 seconds. That put the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs up 18-15. Weight class 182 found state champion Lucas Rowland from PCM taking on the freshman Marcus Beatty. It was a Rowland fall in 26 seconds. That put the Mustangs from PCM up 24-15. At weight class 195, Tristan Cordes taking on Cooper Sloan. Cooper Sloan winning that match using 2 takedowns and some near falls for a 10-6 win. That gave the Mustangs from Prairie City 3 more, making the score 27-15. And then the Independence Mustangs went on a roll right here, started with Christian Kramer taking on Seth Greiner. Kramer with a fall in the first period in 155. That closed the gap at 27-21. Then Drew Evans taking on Jay Smith at 285. Evans locked up a lateral drop on Smith, winning by a fall in 104. That knotted the score at 27-all. Weight class 106 found Dalton Hoover taking on Trey Thomas. It was a fall by Hoover in the first period, 47 seconds. That gave the Mustangs 6 more. It was 33-27 with 3 matches left. Weight class 113 found Isaiah Weber taking on Landon Fenton. That was number 5 Weber going against number 8 Fenton. And it was a hard-fought match with Fenton scoring 2 takedowns late, winning that match 9-5. That closed the gap at 33-30 with the Independence Mustangs still winning. Weight class 120 found Caden Larson from Independence taking on Peyton Drake. It was a fall by Drake in 143. That put the Prairie City Monroe Mustangs up 36-33 going into the last match. Coach Doyle rolling the dice there, moving his fine 120-pounder Thomas Madison up to weight class 126. It was a good move as Madison winning by fall in 125, giving the Independence Mustangs 6, and that won the match for the Mustangs by a score of 39-36. Again, in the win column, Independence winning 7, PCM winning 7. Falls, it was Independence 6 with PCM 4 takedowns, knotted up there at 13 apiece. There were no major decisions and no tech falls. And in a dual meet that lasted 52 minutes, the Independence Mustangs winning that 39-36, and they will take on Davenport Assumption at 4:30 in that 5th place match.
Great duel by the Mustangs in that Consolation semifinal. Unfortunately, not the same story for the Western Dubuque Bobcats as they lost to Waukee 51-20 or 51-14, the final score in that one. And Zach, unfortunately for Western Dubuque, you know, they got the early lead. They came back. They took a lead. Then they were tied about right around the midway point of that duel, but it was all Waukee after that.
Yeah, Jamie, as Roger stated a little bit before in that match, you know, once you get that pin train going and the losing bug that we talk about all the time, it's really tough to stop. And that's exactly what happened to Western Dubuque against Waukee. Starting at weight class 132, Dakota Lau, tech fall Lucas Gardner from Waukee, 17-1, 4 of 5-0, Western Dubuque. At weight class 138, Jared Cordes losing by a major decision to Cody Anderson, 12-0, making the score 5-4. At weight class 145, Trenton Miller from Western Dubuque taking on Jermaine Samler, and he lost by decision 16-10. Very high-scoring match right now, making the score 7-5. At 152, Elijah Demmer losing a very close match against Mason Seaford, 7-6, making the score 10-5. At weight class 160, Riker Kremski of Western Dubuque winning by fall in 2 minutes and 34 seconds over Tanner Spikesma, making the score 11-10, Western Dubuque. I believe that was the only lead of this this wrestling match for Western Dubuque. Going on to weight class 170, Carter Kleesner losing by a major decision against Anthony Zach. I believe he's ranked number 1 at his weight class, losing 10-0, making the score 14-11 Waukee. Moving on to class weight 182, Devin Ludwig winning 7-2 over Griffin Gamble of Waukee, making the score 14-14. And then we talked about it going into the pin train here, as going to weight class 195, Gabe Gamble winning by fall over Ryan Cook of Western Dubuque in 1:18, making the score 20-14 Waukee. Weight class 220, Cale Thornton winning by fall over Jason Simon Wrestler in 44 seconds, making the score 26-14 Waukee. Going to heavyweight at 285, Connor Arndt winning by fall in just 2 minutes and 23 seconds against Jonathan Savolt, making the score 32-14 Waukee. Going to 106, Elijah Hoffbauer winning 10-4 decision over Max Clausen, 10-4, making the score going to 35-14 Waukee. Weight class 113, Thurman Christensen of Waukee winning by fall in 124 over Dawson Bierman, making the score 41-14 Waukee. 120, Nick Miller of Waukee winning by fall in 47 seconds over Dominic Frost of Western Dubuque, making the score 47-14. And going on to the last match at 126, Carter Smith winning by a major decision 16-6 over Trent Bush, making the final score 51-14. Going into the totals here, Western Dubuque won 3 of those matches to Waukee's 11. The big one right there that made that score so high, Waukee with 5 falls to Western Dubuque's 1. Takedowns, quite a few takedowns for Waukee in this duel, as you saw 29 takedowns by Waukee to Western Dubuque's 12. Western Dubuque did not have any major decisions to Waukee's 3 major decisions, and Western Dubuque had 1 tech fall. This duel started at 11, finishing at 12:25, making this an hour and 25-minute duel. So the final score, 3A Western Dubuque losing to Waukee 51-14.
Great job, Zach, as we will take another short break, about 20 minutes, and then we'll have West Delaware taking on Crestwood in the semifinals in Class 2A, as we're going to be fighting for elbow room up here with our guys from Crestwood to our right, as they put us right next to each other, and here it is. We're gonna face each other in the semifinal round. Should be a good duel, Roger, looking at the matchups there. Crestwood doesn't match up too well, or too bad with West Delaware, I should say. So, matchups always the big thing, and it should be an entertaining duel.
Well, it should be, and we talked about that coming down. I felt that Crestwood, looking at, not seeing them, but looking at their wrestlers on paper and seeing Davenport Assumption 3 times during the year, I thought Cresco had a great opportunity to beat the Knights from Assumption, and they did. So that set up the matchup with West Delaware. And there's going to be some great matchups. Cresco has some outstanding individuals. I'm not sure they have the depth that West Delaware has, but when you got some outstanding individuals that can score a lot of points, sometimes that will overcome the depth.
Absolutely. Well, we will take a short break. Again, we'll come back. That duel will start at 1 o'clock. We'll come back a little bit before that and give you a little preview of that duel before West Delaware wrestles Crestwood in the state dual semifinals. I want to thank some of our postseason sponsors here on KMCH: Hauser's Water Systems, Advanced Eye Care Associates, McDole Truck and Auto Repair, Gateway Appliance, Clayton Drug, Delhi Lumber, and Simon's Grain and Feed. We'll send it back to the station and be back a little before 1 o'clock. For Roger Reed and Zach McCool, this is Jamie Vasquez saying so long from the Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines, Iowa, where, again, you've been listening to High School Wrestling on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Himes Awards provides high-quality awards and custom laser engraving for any occasion. Himes Awards, located inside the Pro Shop of Lightning Lanes in Manchester. Stop in or go to HimesAwards.com.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents like me, Julie Smith, can help you develop a game